Hi everybody, today let's take a look at how I'm going to slice the STL files into G-code for the Zombicide shopping mall, Belmont Mall project that we're chronicling here. But before I do, today is the day before Thanksgiving, and I want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. You got to respect a holiday where you stuff fat food inside of other fat food. You watch some football and just kind of basically eat yourself into a coma. But seriously, it is a time to give thanks, and we do have a lot to be thankful for. All right, well, that being said, let's take a look, and I'm going to show you how I'm going to scale this down. I just put the STL files onto the slicer program, and I am using Ideamaker 3.3.0. And I like Ideamaker. It's easy to, you just put it up there. It's easy to do a lot of the things that we'll need to do for this project. I do use other slicers. I use Slicer. Was it Slicer 3 or one of the Slicer one? I use that for the Castle Ravenloft tiles because I like to slice it and cut it up here, and Slicer is the easiest way to do that. I'm not going to do any cutting on any kind of trimming or cutting on these tiles, but I am going to rescale them, and I'm going to show that to you in a moment. So what I'm going to be doing is, as I said before, I'm going to be trying to do a whole block, a whole store, instead of just doing running prints of a whole bunch of different, like 30 of the 1x1 tiles, etc. Because it was hard to count them up from the blueprint. But anyway, I'm going to be doing the Walden books. In the mall, Sun Valley Mall, where I grew up in beautiful downtown Concord, California, they didn't have a Walden Books. They had B. Dalton, and B. Dalton apparently was owned by Barnes and Noble, and they just kind of let it go out of business. But anyway, here we have Walden Books. It's got a really neat balcony, excuse me, and it's got a big doorway. So what I want to do is I want to print these files in using 4x4, 4x6, 6x6, using artist canvas, and I'll show that to you when I'm done printing, and I'm gonna show how I mount them on that. And in this case, in the Walden books, I want to make it 4x6. So I have these tiles that are 4x6. So let's see. We'll move this around a little bit. I'm trying to do this one-handed while filming, and I'm getting cross-eyed. Okay, so you see how okay, I put. Whoops. Okay, well that's all right. Okay, I have that 4x4, the 4x4 board, or the 4x4 wall tile, the fast build tile. I put the storefront for Walden's, and then on the left we have, I put four tiles, 1x1 floor tiles, and I already cut these and scaled them down. So I made them 1 inch by 1 inch, 1 inch wide, 1 inch long, and then height-wise, I made it 0.25 inches. And then I had to play with it a little bit, but let me show you how I'm going to scale this. All right, so I highlighted. We're gonna scale the inside of the store first, the fast build 4x4, and I'm gonna hit scale. And okay, over here we have the dimensions here, and I've set it to be inches and not millimeter. I can't wrap my hand. I just can't wrap my head around the metric system. And you also want to undo uniform scaling. Okay, that way you can kind of set your width, depth, and height. You can set those individually. If you don't, it gets kind of wonky because it kind of scales it. And at first I tried doing it using percentages, but it just kind of made me crazy. So yeah, and I'm glad. One of the reasons I use Ideamaker is it has this system where you can do the inches. I'm sure the other ones have it. I just haven't really gone in depth as I have in other slicer programs, like I have with this one. I want to use Cura, but for some reason I can't download Cura on any of my computers. So, and I've tried. I'm going to have my friend who works for a major computer firm in Silicon Valley help me out. He knows from computers. But anyway, all right. So let's scale this down. So what I want to do is I want to make this 4 inches square. So we're gonna, for the width, we're gonna go 4 inches. Okay, and then watch here. See it shrunk the width down to 4 inches, and then let's do the depth. And another thing I kind of like doing it this way is that I always forget which one is the X, Y, and Z axis. You see how well I did in high school math and trigonometry. And I could do geometry, but just like algebra and stuff, it was hard. And they have the diagram here with the different X, Y, and Z axes, if you will. Okay, so I've set the depth for 4. So now it is 4 squares, 4 squares 4. Or all the way around, so it's 4 squares. And for the height, I decided to go 3 inches. That's twice the size of a 25 millimeter figure, or maybe 3 times. But anyway, yeah, I hope it's not too tall, but you don't want it too short. So I kind of figured 3 inches might be the way to go. I believe my just kind of eyeballing it, my Castle Ravenloft tiles are about they're about 3 inches 3 inches tall. But anyway, okay, so the store itself, the 4x4 fast build tile is scaled. Okay, and then you notice how the Walden book sign is a bit large. I will fix that. So let's kind of move it. Let's move it up so we can kind of see it a little. No. Okay, there we go. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to hit view, not move. Okay, there we go. Okay, and I'm getting dizzy. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to move this up a little bit. Now we want the Walden book storefront. We want that to fit onto the other thing. So let's scale that down. Okay, so we want it 4 inches 4 inches wide. Now we want this part here. We want this part here to be 1 inch. Okay, so we're gonna fiddle with that here. So the width, I think the width is going to be 4 inches by 1 inch. 1 inch. There we go. Whoop. Whoops. What did we do here? We did not select the correct item here. We need to select. There we go. Okay. So see the width here, it says it's 5.669 inches. So we want to make that 4 inches. Okay. And the depth, okay, see it shrunk it down, or it scaled it down. So we want the depth to be 1 inch. Okay, and then that should shrink that down there. Okay. And then we want to make the height 3 inches. Okay, so it looks like it's going to, we'll move it back a little bit, and it looks like it is it is going to fit. So let's move that back a little, just to make sure. Yeah. Whoops. Let's double check the scale. The scale seems a little 4-1. Okay. All right. So yeah, that'll fit, and double check everything. Yeah. Okay. And I already did the tiles on the floor. So what that means is this is going to be 4 inches. Okay, it's going to be 4 inches wide, and depth-wise, we're going to have 4 inches here, 1 inch for the for this floor area, and then we're going to put these 4 in front of the store, in front of the storefront, and that'll make it 6 inches. So it's 4, 5, 6 inches by 4 inches, and then this is the perfect fit for the tile, the canvas tile. Okay, and then we do it. I like the skirt only, and then you just kind of slice it. Okay, and then while this is slicing, while this is slicing, I'm going to put this, I'm going to export it onto the, export it onto the project SanDisk, and then we'll start printing it. Okay, well, once again, on the next video, we're gonna actually get into printing, and that should be really neat. And once again, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thanks for watching. This went a little longer than I thought, but and be patient with the, thanks for being patient with the with putting the wrong thing in and moving things around. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. This is the way I do it. I'm sure people have a better way of doing it, and I'd love to hear it. So just put comments below. Thanks for watching. Bye now.